We acquired 3 new letters relating to James Joyce. 2 of the letters are written from James Joyce himself to his friend Constantine Curran. The other letter is written from James Joyce's brother Stanislaus Joyce. Joyce and Curran met each other when they started their BA in UCD. They remained friends throughout Joyce's life. So the letter from 1904 that Joyce wrote to Curran, where he asks to meet him in Bewley's of West-moreland Street and then inserts smoke room, it's really interesting. He says that he's in double trouble, mental and material. We could speculate that mental material could be about his having met his life partner Nora Barnacle around that time, and material in that Joyce always seemed to be short of money. That letter was written at around the same time as a very, very famous photograph of Joyce as a young man that was also taken in 1904 by Constantine Curran. In acquiring this letter, we're getting to see a physical representation of Joyce through the collection, but also this written representation of Joyce, and it sort of cements the story of their early friendship. The letter from Stanislaus Joyce to Curran was written on James Joyce's behalf, and it's thanking Curran and also explaining that James Joyce was suffering from an infection of the eye. We believe that this might be one of the first, if not the first, evidence of Joyce's suffering from eye infections and eye trouble, which kind of plagued him for the rest of his life. The material is now held in UCD Special Collections. They've been added to the Constantine Curran Helen Laird collection. So there's over 400 letters, and about 123 of those relate to James Joyce. There are also some letters from Joyce himself where he thanks Curran for certain things that he would have done for his family, particularly for looking after his daughter Lucia when she came to Dublin, and for help with his father's funeral. So you can really see through the letters the intimacy and longevity of the friendship, and these 3 new letters add to that story.
UCD acquired the bulk of the Curran material in 1971, and it was then known as the Constantine Curran collection. So it consists of his correspondence with his good friend James Joyce, his correspondence with other Irish literary figures. He's an avid book collector, so his whole library, and then other political ephemera. There's recently been 3 more Joyce letters donated to the collection by his granddaughter. In the process of that, the role of his wife, Helen Laird, became more recognised. So she was involved in the Irish theatre movement, so a lot of the material from figures associated with that, such as William Butler Yeats, George William Russell, or A.E. as he's known, a lot of that material was previously thought to have been part of Curran's kind of wider literary interest, but we now know that kind of Curran's collection to the Yeats family, people like that, originally comes through Helen. Once Con and Helen are married in 1913, on Wednesday evenings they're home in Rathgar. They have kind of literary salons, and William Butler Yeats, his sisters who are involved in the Coola Press and then the Dunedin Press, they're regular visitors there. So what the collection showcases very beautifully is the collaborative nature of a lot of the revivalist artistic endeavours. One of the things that particularly interests me about the collection and Joyce and Curran's relationship is there's a full run of the issues of the Little Review that Ulysses is initially serialised in. So Joyce, we suspect, must have sent them to Curran. I don't think the Little Review would have been readily available in Dublin of the time. Curran keeps abreast of Joyce's career and development, and then he obviously sends Curran the first edition of Ulysses as well. The collection actually very nicely reflects how the relationship develops, and even after Joyce's death there's correspondence between Curran and Joyce's brother Stanislaus, where Stanislaus says that James had said to him Curran was one of the few people in Dublin he felt he could trust. A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man paints quite a negative picture of life in University College, but Curran's recollections of that in both James Joyce Remembered and Under the Receding Wave are an interesting counterpoint to what was the fact and what was the fiction.